Contraceptive or birth control involves a variety of methods that one uses to prevent pregnancy. I never thought I would be talking about this because of some reasons. When I had my son, I told myself, because of the traumatic experience of pregnancy and childbirth, I told myself that I wasn't going to get pregnant anytime soon. I also said that I did not care the method of contraceptive I would be using. I do not care what it will do to my body as long as it prevents pregnancy. That was a mistake. Hi, my name is Blessing Alex, and on this video, I'm going to be talking about the different contraception, the different methods you can use to prevent pregnancy, the one I use, what it did to my body, and what I would recommend. Okay, so forgive me if I'm looking down, that's because I have some things that I have browsed. Okay, so I did my research. So a disclaimer, I am not a medical personnel. I am just talking based off my personal experiences and some research that I have made. Okay, so I'm looking down. In case you see me look down, just know that this is what I am doing. Okay, so there are different methods. We have the hormonal method, we have the barrier method. I think I will be stopping at this two method. Okay, then we have the IUDs, so let's stop at these three. Okay, so for the hormonal method, which is part of the one I did, I would advise that before you start your journey, I would advise that you go to a health facility. Let them run you through the various methods that is available. Let them also test to know which one is suitable with your body. What works for A will not work for B, might not necessarily work for B. Okay, so you need to be sure of the one you're going for. So we have the oral contraceptive, that's the pills. So for these pills, you take it every day, you do not miss a single dose. So what that means is that for as long as you are not planning to get pregnant, you need to continue taking these pills. If you're someone that is not consistent in taking drugs, then I do not think this method will work for you, because you need to ensure that you are always on your pills every day. You should not miss your pills for whether you feel like, oh, you're in your safe period or not. You must always take your pills every day. Okay, so the next one is the injections. Now this is the one I did. A backstory: when I went to the hospital to get my contraceptive, I was asked some questions which I answered. And one of the questions they asked me was if this was my first child. And I said, yes, this is my first child. So they ran me through the various methods, the various contraceptives that were available. And they told me that since it was my first child, that I should go for the 3 months injection. Was it 3 months or 2 months? I think it was the 2 months injection. So every 2 months, I will go there, take injections, and um, I am good to go. Okay, I did not have a problem with it, though it was hormonal. Though I knew that there were possibilities of my body reacting to the injections, but I was willing to take the risk. Like I said, my delivery was not the easiest, so I wasn't ready. I wasn't thinking of another child, so any method at all was welcomed by me. So I did the injection. For the injection, you have the one for 2 months, and you have the one you take for 3 months. Okay, so I feel like it depends on your health provider, your doctor. They will run you through the process and let you know which one they think is better for your body. Okay, then you have the implants. For this one, I feel like, based off what people have told me, those that have done it, that it lasts better. Okay, you can put your implants for say 5 years, and within that 5 years, in the period of that 5 years, you are safe. You are not worried about pregnancy happening. Though, let me remind you that sometimes this family planning fails. Okay, they might tell you 99%, but that 1% can actually happen to you. Can actually happen to you. It might be your case. So as you're doing it, just sprinkle small prayer on top of your contraceptive. Okay, so then for the barrier methods, we have the use of condoms. That's one of the ways, and other methods you can use. There's point, there's cervical caps. All these are procedures that you can use to prevent pregnancy. Okay, then you have your IUD. This is a long-term contraceptive. Okay, your IUD is a long-term contraceptive. Like I said earlier, I said with the IUD, you are not rushing every 3 months or trying to take your pills every day. You can just insert your IUD. I remember when I went to get my injection, I saw someone that was putting in hers. Okay, so she was putting in her IUD, and it was supposed to last for I think 5 years or so. So you're not worried about going over and over again to impute a new one, or to take injections every 3 or 2 months, or take pills every day. You don't have to go through all that stress. With your IUD, you're covered for years, for as long as you want it to last. Okay, so these are the various medically approved contraceptive that you can use to prevent pregnancy. Now, even though I was told in the hospital about the various methods, no one really told me the implications or what I was to expect would happen to my body after I started my family planning journey. Okay, so when I started, before I started my family planning, after giving birth to my son, I wasn't seeing my period for, I did not even see my period for a year plus. Okay, they say it's common with some women. It's common with some women, so I didn't see mine, but I did not relax. Though they said it is also a form of family planning, I do not rely on that. So I decided, I think my baby was around 6 months or 7 months when I decided to start my family planning journey. Some people kicked against it, telling me that, oh, this is your first child. I do not think it is wise for you to go to start family planning, because it is perceived that most people that start family planning, when they eventually want to start giving birth again, it is hard. They struggle to conceive. So they were like, oh, I feel like when you're done having your babies, then you can start your family planning. I wasn't hearing, in fact, I don't think I was listening to anybody, because I know what I went through, and I did not want a repeat of that incident anytime soon. So I turned a deaf ear to everything everybody was saying, and I went ahead and started my family planning. So when I started, uh, that month, I started bleeding, and it lasted for about 7 days, which was quite unusual, because my normal cycle is supposed to come for was supposed to be for like 4 days, 5 days at most, 5 days. It doesn't exceed that, but this was a week, and after then I did not see it again. No, after then it came again in that same month. It was like twice in the month. So it just became irregular. I knew that this was not normal. So I attributed it to the family planning. I felt like my body was trying to adjust to the drugs that was infused in my system. My body was trying to create a balance. So I did not think too much of it until I did not see my period again. It did not come again. I mean, like, for like 2 months, I did not see it. And then I think I took the injection again for the second time. Um, then it still did not come. That was the last time I saw it. So it stopped coming. So one thing I would say happened to my body was that due to the result of the injection I took, my periods became irregular, which was very unusual. Since I started my period, since I started when I was still young, it has never ever been, it has never been irregular. It has always been on point. If it's supposed to come on this day, it's always on point, right? Sometimes it comes a day before the D-Day, but it does not exceed that D-Day. It has never been irregular. So I was worried and I thought, oh, okay, since I did not see it after I gave birth to my son, probably it just continued like that. All right. And then the main battle started. I started adding weight. Now, if you know me, you know that that is not something I fancy a lot. I love maintaining the way I look. I do not like to feel bad about my body. I don't like it. So, if I'm uncomfortable about any part of my body, it weighs me down. It really does. So, seeing myself add weight even when I eat little to nothing was worrisome. That's another thing that this contraceptive did to my body. I started putting on weight. I know that at the beginning of this video, I said that I didn't mind what it did to my body, but at this point, I began to mind. I was worried for myself. My clothes were not fitting in anymore. I was just adding weight. People looked at me and they were like, ah, you're adding weight in this economy. They didn't know what was happening to my body. I felt so insecure in my body. Okay. And I did not like the way I looked. I did not like the way I felt. So that's one of the major things that this did to my body. And immediately I noticed, that was in December of 2023, I stopped. That was the last time I took it. I think the last time I took it was around November of that year, and then I stopped. So after I stopped the contraceptive, the battle of trying to get my body back has been one thing I've been struggling with. I do not want to completely attribute it to the family planning I did, but I know that that played a huge role, a major role into how I turned out. Okay, I'll try to put a picture of how I looked before I started taking it and how I looked after I started taking it. I'll put the picture somewhere here so you'll see. That is one of the things that it did to my body. Contraceptive is good, especially if you are not, see, there's no point bringing in children into this world when you are not ready. Nothing beats being prepared for childbirth because it is a lot, especially for a woman. It takes a whole lot from you. It takes a whole lot. It takes everything from a woman to bring forth another life into this world. Okay, I experienced it with my son, so I know. And for my son, I was prepared. I knew what I was getting into, and I want to be prepared like that when I am planning to have another child. I do not want to have a child unprepared, right? So that's where family planning comes in. That's why it's important that you check your options and you do what works for you, your body, and your family. Nobody should talk you out of taking any option because Trust me, you need it. If you're living in this part of the world, you know that it is not easy raising children. It's not easy raising a family. So I do not advise people to just give birth carelessly. Children are blessings, so they should be planned. You should plan for every child you give birth to. I do not want to look at any of my child and say, oh, I did not plan to have you, it just happened. I do not want to be taken unawares like that. I want to be in charge of my body. I want to be in charge of my decisions. I want to know what I'm getting into part time. Okay, that is why I decided to take on that journey. And another reason was because of how traumatic my pregnancy and delivery was. I was scared. Trust me. I was scared. I will not even lie to you. I was genuinely scared. After my cesarean section, I was scared. I did not want a repeat of that process. So I gave my body what my body needed at that moment. Was that a bad decision? No, I do not regret doing it. I know the changes that it did to my body. I am not happy about the changes, but I am happy about the process. Who knows what would have happened if I did not do what I did? Okay, so I feel like it is an option that every woman should take. You should be in charge of your body. As a woman, you should be in charge of your body, be in charge of the decisions you make based on your body, okay? Because it takes a lot. It takes everything from you to bring forth a child. I've heard people say, "Oh, just give birth to all your children at once and rest." There is no rest anywhere, because you have a toddler, you have another baby, and another baby. Just triple the disturbance and the stress you will go through. Children are blessings, but they can be a lot. I'm telling you, you need to be emotionally ready to have them. You need to be physically ready to have them. You need to be financially ready to have children. Children are expensive. It's expensive to take care of children. Okay, as an adult, you can choose not to do some certain things for yourself, but when you have a child, you do not have a choice. You have to do those things because those children did not ask to be born. You brought them into the world, so you are responsible for them. Okay, so those are some of the aspects. I would advise every woman to weigh her options. If you know, if you know that, oh, you just want to give birth to all your children, even if you want to do that, doctors will advise you give your body about 18 months or more to to revive itself before you get pregnant again. Aside even giving birth through CS, okay, your body needs time to heal. Your body just went through a drastic change. So I do not fault people that give birth every year. Your life, your choice. But I'm saying medically, it's also advised that you give your body time to heal before you embark on another journey. So that's where family planning comes in. I do not, I know people have said that there are risks. Aside the one I've mentioned, people also say that it's hard for you to conceive after family planning. That is why I still advise that you talk to a medical personnel, be sure of your options, weigh your options properly, make an informed decision about your body and follow it through. Nobody should talk you out of what you feel like is best for your body. I've heard of people that even tie their womb, right? Yes, there are people that do that, or vasectomy. Men do that too. So anyone that works for you, as long as it's your body and it is a decision you have sat down to think about, then you can follow through with it. I hope this video has helped one or two people. I'm really glad I got to do this. I've been wanting to do this video for the longest. If you got to this point, please do where to subscribe to my channel, like my videos, give this video a thumbs up, drop a comment. Tell me the family planning you did and the side effects. Tell me if it worked for you. Okay, you might be helping someone in the comment section. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I will see you in my next video. Till then, bye.